Oh, Idris Elba. Idris. I am so disappointed. I thought that Idris was fairly based. I really did. I thought he was. I thought he was based. But apparently the mob has gotten to him. Apparently the mob has gotten to him. Idris Elba says the James Bond reports were a huge compliment, but then racist fans turned him off from playing 007. They made the whole thing disgusting and off-putting because it became about race, it became about nonsense, and I got the brunt of it. Oh boy. He continued on. He said, originally, I was like, this is crazy. James Bond. We're all actors and we understand that role. It's one of those coveted roles. Being asked to be James Bond, okay, you sort of reached the pinnacle. I mean, listen, I think that you're full of shit. Me personally. I think that you're full of shit because this is the same guy who came out and said he doesn't want to be known as the first black anything. He just wants to be him. And I think for people pretending like race doesn't play a very specific role in in certain stories are being disingenuous and they're capping. The simple fact of the matter is, I think somebody on Twitter said it best. You know, how is a black James Bond gonna be undercover in Russia or something? They said something along the lines, and I was like, that's facts. James Bond is a British white man. So I don't understand, Idris. Why can't we as a people just make our own 007? You do it starting off with a small budget. You get a small budget, right? You get what I'm saying? Get a small budget. See, what happens is black people get into the industry and they try to make their own stuff, right? But then because of diversity and inclusion, they get these huge budgets. Like, why would you give somebody a $200 million budget for like the first? Oh shit! For like the first version of their new, IP. You don't even know if it's going to be good or not, but you're going to give them a $200 million budget. And so they make the movie. There's all sorts of issues. The movie comes out, it flops inevitably because, I mean, that's just what it is. You know what I'd rather you do? I'd rather you give me, I'd rather you give me like $100 million budget and spend most of the money and spend $100 million and really I don't even need that. Give me a $50 million budget, depending on what it is. I can't do nothing with any sci-fi fantasy with a $50 million budget, but give me a little bite-sized budget, and then give me a bunch of money in marketing if it's good, if you feel like it's good, if you believe in the project. And then after it makes a lot of money and it proves itself at the box office, then we can invest a little bit more into it. But you can't be out here just throwing around $200 million budgets to anybody. And so we just need our own version of stuff. We don't need a black James Bond. And for him to say this is like, it's ridiculous. Um, help this guy out.
that thing down like you started attention, my baby. You had some plans with your man, just tell him to cancel, my baby.